Hello, everyone. My name is Kina, founder of Ruji Wellness. Today, we are looking at Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, aka bridge pose. And I'm going to show you a few different ways to make this pose accessible to you in your practice and things to pay attention to in order to refine it. But before we get into some of those things, I want to tell you a little bit about this pose. Number one, this is a great pose to do if you experience feelings of overwhelm, anxiety, or struggle focusing. The bridge pose is not only a back bend pose, but it is also an inversion and a heart opening pose. Poses like that really help changing the blood flow in your body, and inversions are known because they change the blood flow in your body. They're known to help you to have a different perspective. So if you feel overwhelmed and you're trying to get out of the overwhelm, doing an inversion is an amazing way to change your perspective, to help you to shift out of that overwhelm. It helps you to release endorphins in your body, which are natural mood boosters, which helps with your anxiety. And then the breath work required in this practice, as well as the alignment and stabilization, those things require more focus. So if you're practicing those type of things, then this is a great pose to practice. If you're pregnant, I think that you should talk to a doctor, a medical professional, or whoever you consult with in order to decide whether or not this pose fits you and is safe for you and your unborn baby. This is also great for people who have who want to stretch their hips a little bit more, who have lower back pain, people who want to correct their posture because maybe you're sitting at a desk or you're sitting behind a steering wheel driving all day. Maybe you just have poor posture overall. This pose is excellent for helping you to correct your posture and to help ease your lower back pain if that's something that you're dealing with. It's also going to work your shoulders as well as your elbow flexors, as well as stretch your hips. Okay, so you're going to get a lot in that area, and it's going to tone up your booty as well as engaging in those inner thighs. There are also ways to take this pose in a more restorative way that is not requiring so much muscle activation, but that's still going to give you the benefits of helping you with your overwhelm, helping you with your anxiety, as well as helping you to stretch your hips, as well as to ease pain in your lower back if you were even to take this more passive in a restorative way. And I'll show you the different ways to access those the variations of this pose as we go through. You can combine this pose with other poses, or you can do a simple short little asana like that, like the one I'm going to show you at the end. All right, a asana flow that I'll show you at the end of this. Okay, let's get into it. Here are some ways that you can use your props, your blocks, to support you in your bridge practice. Option number one, you can put your blocks underneath your feet for your bridge. This will help you elevate a little higher in your bridge, okay? This will help you elevate a little higher. And again, don't forget that to bring your insides of your feet down into the ground. Try to get the inside of your feet down. Option number two, when we talk about bridge pose, we talk about squeezing in on those knees. So you can set your block here, depending on the way your hips are set up. Okay, so you can either set your block here or here to force you to squeeze inward. Okay? Squeeze into the knees. Get that inner hip rotation. That thigh spiral where your thighs are going down towards the floor. Your thighs are going down. Next option is to get your feet to press into each other. The inner feet to press into the ground by putting your block in between your feet and squeezing your feet with your block. Okay? Squeezing in with that block is going to engage your inner foot, okay? Your pronation area of your foot. Next, you also have option to put your block underneath your upper shoulders, your shoulder blades. Your two blocks can go underneath your shoulders. Okay? We can put a block underneath the shoulder. To give you a different lift, to give you a little bit more lift on the upper body side. All right, block can go underneath your shoulder, or it can go under head and shoulder. I don't like the way it feels under my head, but you can put the block under your head and your shoulders as well in your bridge pose. Either direction there. You can use the block in a restorative way for a restorative practice. So if you were going for a restorative bridge, then you might see something like this in your yin class. You might have the block here, or here, or here, here, or here, okay? So here, we'll start with the lower setting. Underneath your bowl, your pelvic bowl, not your lower back. You're gonna put your block here underneath your pelvic bowl. So you'll just have to lift up to get it there. Don't roll back onto it. So you'll be here. You're gonna put your block under your pelvis, not your back, your pelvis here for that support. All right, and so this is a restorative way to access your bridge. This is your lower setting. This is your second setting. Enjoy the way that feels. It's giving you length and stretch in your lower back and your spine. And then if you need or desire a little bit more, then you can lift it. Then you can lift it all the way up to here. All right. Hands can be clasped or holding onto the outside of the mat, whichever one is giving you the minimal amount of strain on your shoulders and your elbow flexors, okay? You need those elbow flexors to be able to grab the hands and to have them arms long and straight. So if you don't have it, you don't have it. That's okay. And then here, don't let me forget or neglect, even in this elevated pose, you still want your proper alignment. So if you notice that your knees are splaying out, that's not good for your low back. It doesn't even feel good for my low back for me to even play like that. So you might stick a block in between your knees to encourage that inner thigh inward engagement. To come out of it, you have to lift yourself up, might to come to tippy toes, and then lower yourself back down, okay? Next, I'm gonna show you some ways to access this pose using a chair. Here's a couple different ways I would say that you can use the chair to access your bridge pose, aka Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Use a folding chair is my ideal preferred way to help you get there. A card table chair, folding chair, the infamous folding chair. So what you'll do, and I'm going to show you another way after this. If this isn't available to you, if this option doesn't work, I'm going to show you one more way after I show you the chair way, okay? So the chair, you have a couple ways to access this chair. So I have a second chair here. You can use any chair or couch to get into the chair. So you're going to face the part where the chair, you're going to face the part where the chair folds out towards you. You're going to face it towards you. Now you might use a wall, or you might have the standing balance strength to get in here, but you're going to imagine the way that you might put your underwear on in the morning. That's the best way that I can describe this to you, all right? So you're going to just open it just enough based upon what your hip rotators have available for you today, okay? You're going to need a wall to support you for balance, or use your chair to support you for balance. I'm going to just use the wall here for today's demo. So you're going to use the wall, and you might need to lean this chair all the way down, okay? Just so that you can get your foot in there, your ankle. And you see, I'm not being gentle or shy about it, just opening it up. Once you have that side open a little bit and you got your foot in that first part of the chair, if you need to lower it so that you have the access, go ahead and lower it down. All right, and I'm using the back of my calf to hold it open to the level I need it open. So then you're holding on to your surface to support you. Go ahead and lift up that other leg, your left leg, if you're starting over here, and then bring your foot so that it's now inside of here. Now at this point, you don't need the wall. You can keep the wall if you need to, but otherwise, go ahead and have one hand on the chair, and then you're gonna put the other hand on the back of the chair to open it, and then lift it up. Now from here, you can shimmy to wherever you need to shimmy to, right? To get to the spot that you're gonna get to. You can, I actually did this for a little while this afternoon before I recorded this video as I was testing these out. So when you get to where you're going, you're gonna open up, you're gonna put the chair on the floor. Okay, and then you're gonna start to open that chair. And now once you have your chair pretty open, okay, you're gonna start to sit down and sit back. So now I'm in the chair. My feet are facing, and I can lift my feet up. All right, and you see we got into here nice and easy. I'm gonna slide a little bit further forward. All right, for the video. Okay, so now once you're in your chair and you're sitting down and you're like, okay, I can take my hands up and down off the chair. I see that the folding portion is all the way settled onto the chair. Then you're going to put your hands on the back of the chair and you'll start to lean yourself back, shimmying yourself forward. Now the chair might do a little bit of this. That's okay. Be careful here. Be careful, but it's okay. I'm going to bring the blocks over here as well, just so I can have them ready for the next part. So then that's okay. If the chair does this, be careful, keep yourself stable. So you might put one hand back here. All right, but as you shift your weight back and you're holding your hands here, you're actually creating more stability in the chair by sitting yourself on the chair and then pulling yourself, leaning back. So you can shimmy yourself on down, take your time so that you feel like your chair is supporting you, shimmy yourself down until you're at this flat position, horizontal position. At this point, go ahead and put your feet so that they're about hip width apart for stability. And then you can decide whether you're going to put your hands here at the sides of the chair or down on the bottoms of the chair or all the way down onto the floor. Okay, so you're still practicing that same motion that we practice when we're doing the bridge pose on our mat. Now, at this point, you can choose to let yourself slide back even further for the back bend part of the inversion. You'll keep your head up for this type of an inversion. You might even reach your hands through the inside middle of the chair here, the first one, or to the second leg of your chair. All right? And in the traditional bridge pose, our chin is lifted. And so that's what I have these here blocks for. Okay, so you can use your blocks or a pillow. So you might bring your blocks underneath you to support the back of your head. All right, like this. If you don't have blocks, maybe you could use a stack of books or something along these lines. You might not come all the way down here for this. And again, your hands, they may not clasp together. So you might hold on to the parts of the chair, the outside, up here, wherever works for you. And then you can have a supportive structure underneath your head to support you here. That could be 2 blocks or 3. Now to come out of this pose from your chair position, you're going to use your arm strength to pull yourself up. And then once you get up, you're going to place your hand onto the seat of the chair to counterbalance that chair. Otherwise, you're going to slide forward and then you're going to feel scared. So you're going to use your hands to counterbalance just long enough so that you can slide back. Now, once you slid yourself back, we're going to get out the same way we got in. The chair is very lightweight. I want you to keep that in mind. It's a lightweight chair. So it might be like, how am I going to get in and out of this? If your legs can come into the chair, if your legs fit in the chair, this is a great option for you, especially if you have more of the limitations in your back bend or your hip mobility. This will help you, okay? To get out of the chair, you're just gonna lean forward and stand up. Then just shimmy yourself over to the wall or the chair that you came in on. And I didn't show you how to get in from a chair, so let me show you here. So if you're coming out and you're gonna sit down, you're just gonna, this chair is gonna come to the side and you're just gonna sit on down onto your couch or something. And you're just gonna slide that chair on down and out. So this is how you got out. And if you wanna get in from a chair or a couch, you're just gonna sit down onto your chair. And this can be down here on the floor. Or even if you're assisting somebody with getting in here, you're just gonna sit on the floor. They're gonna take the bottom of the chair and put one foot in and the other foot. Then have one hand on the back and stand up, okay? It's a light, card chairs are very lightweight, easy to work with. So that is our chair option. You don't even have to need the chair in order to benefit from trying this option out. We have one more way. I'm going to show you how to do this on the couch. So last variation that we're going to explore today is if getting into the chair or getting on the floor is just not an option that is available for you. It's okay. This pose, you can do it right on your couch. How we get to that one that way, you're going to sit on the couch. One leg goes up and so does the other one onto the couch. Whatever way makes you comfortable, but you just want to be on a couch that you can lay down on and that you can recline on. So go ahead and lie down on your couch. And then you're going to put your feet underneath your hip. You're going to bend your knees so that your feet are flat on the floor underneath your hips. And then you're going to go ahead and access your bridge in this way to pull those shoulder blades together and up. And you might grab your hands, or you might grab the couch cushions. And this is another way to access that bridge pose on the couch. Press the insides of your feet in so that your knees come together. Use the block to remind you to engage in that way. And then to come out, you're going to go ahead and lower yourself on down. You might bring your knees to your chest. And then extend your legs on out. And then bring yourself to a seated position in whichever way feels accessible and comfortable for you. I hope that in exploring these ways to access the bridge pose, hope that you can find at least one that works for you.